Hello and welcome back to the English Easy podcast for a better life. A place where we learn practical English for everyday conversations and ideas. I'm Emma, and I'm so happy you're here.
And I'm George, your co-host. Hello, everyone. Ready for another deep dive into a topic that affects us all?
Absolutely. Now, George, how are you actually feeling today? Be honest.
You caught me. I'm a bit wired. I have a big project deadline later, so my mind is racing. I guess the word is stressed. But it's funny because that's our topic. So maybe it's useful research.
See, that's the perfect lead-in. Today, we're tackling a big question. Stress, our enemy or a useful signal? Is it this monster we must fight? Or is it more like a dashboard warning light in a car?
I love that analogy. A dashboard light. So, in this episode, we'll chat, share some science, give you useful English phrases, and hopefully change how you talk to yourself when you feel that pressure. Sound good?
Perfect. Let's start simple. George, when I say stress, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
For me, it's that feeling of pressure, When you have too many things to do and not enough time, your heart beats faster, you can't sit still. The word deadline is a huge stress trigger for me.
Yes, deadline. That's a great common word. It means the final time or date by which a task must be finished. And you mentioned pressure. That's the feeling of being pushed to do something, often urgently. So, stress often comes from pressure, like from a deadline. But let's define it a bit more. In simple terms, stress is your body's natural response to any demand or challenge. It's not inherently bad. Imagine our ancestors thousands of years ago. If they saw a lion, their body had to react fast. Heartbeat up, muscles ready. That's stress. It's life-saving.
Right. So, stress in that situation is a signal. The signal is, danger, get ready to run or fight. That's the famous fight or flight response. It's automatic. So, stress starts as a useful, ancient alarm system.
Exactly. The problem for us modern humans is we don't have many lions chasing us, but our brain treats a rude email, a traffic jam, or a worrying news headline almost the same way. The alarm goes off for things we can't actually run away from. So, let's introduce two important scientific terms. Not all stress is the same. Researchers often talk about eustress and distress.
Eustress. That's a cool word. Eu comes from Greek, meaning good. So, eustress is positive stress. It's the stress you feel before a performance, a first date, or starting a new exciting project. It's short-term, it motivates you, and it helps you focus. It makes you feel alive.
And then there's distress. This is the negative kind. It's the stress that feels overwhelming and unpleasant. It happens when we feel we have no control over a situation or when it goes on for too long. What we call chronic stress. Chronic means persisting for a long time.
That's the key difference, isn't it? Duration and our sense of control. A short burst of stress before a presentation can sharpen your mind. That's eustress, a useful signal saying, hey, this matters. Be alert. But constant worry about money or a job you hate, that's chronic distress. The signal is screaming, but we feel stuck and can't respond to it properly.
Let's pause and explain a word George just used. Overwhelming. This is a very common feeling. If something is overwhelming, it feels like too much to handle or deal with. You might feel swamped, very busy, or buried under work. All these words describe distress.
Thanks for explaining that. Now, chronic distress, the bad kind, has real effects. I was reading a famous book by Dr. Robert Sapolsky called Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. He explains that for animals, stress is short-term. They run from the lion, it's over. But humans can worry about a mortgage for 30 years. This long-term stress floods our body with chemicals like cortisol. So let's bring this home for our listeners learning English. What are some daily phrases you can use? Instead of "I'm freaking out," which means panicking, you could say, "I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. I need to prioritize." Instead of "This is impossible," try "This is a challenge." Let me break it down into smaller steps. And a great one for setting boundaries. My plate is full right now. It means you are too busy to take on more.
Wonderful phrases. So, George, let's answer our title. Is stress an enemy or a useful signal?
I'd say it's primarily a signal. A very old, very smart biological signal. It becomes an enemy only when we misunderstand it, ignore it for too long, or feel trapped and can't respond to its message.
I completely agree. Stress isn't a sign that you're failing, it's a sign that you care, that things matter. The goal isn't a stress-free life. That's impossible. The goal is to become a better listener to your own signals and to build the tools to respond in healthy ways.
Well said. So next time you feel that familiar tension, try thanking your body for the alert. Say, "Okay, I hear you. What do you need me to do?" That shift changes everything.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into stress. We hope you found it useful and got some new English words along the way.
As always, we'd love to hear from you. What stresses you out? How do you manage it? Tell us in the comments on our channel.
And now, as promised, let's review 5 keywords from today in simple English. Stress. Your body's natural reaction to any challenge or demand. It creates physical and mental tension to help you respond.
Signal. A sign or message that gives you information. Stress can be a signal that something important is happening.
Chronic. Adject describes something that continues for a long time or happens again and again. Chronic stress is long-term, ongoing stress.
Overwhelming. Adjective. A feeling that something is too much to handle, making you feel helpless or anxious.
To reframe. Verb. To change the way you think about a situation. You can reframe stress as a helpful signal instead of an enemy.
And that's everything for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and learned something new, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Because your support helps us create more helpful lessons for you.
Stay motivated, keep practicing, and we will see you in the next episode.